It's in keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think. Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, Your Worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Remember how we said The Acolyte really wasn't a real movie and that Disney never greenlit it and the dim bulbs were trying to force Disney to greenlight it? We're right. Karyn McCarthy's attorney has basically amended the complaint in two places to prove fraud. Fraud by concealment on page 18. Filing alleges that Lucasfilm failed to disclose that Disney had not yet greenlit The Acolyte and the budget for The Acolyte had not been approved. Defendants further concealed that the scripts for The Acolyte had not been drafted. Period. It was so obvious to those of us who are paying attention that it might as well have been, a supernova in our faces. The amended complaint says that as of March 2022, there were no scripts supporting what Cameron was saying. The Acolyte was a sham production. It wasn't greenlit, even had any scripts when Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland told Karyn McCarthy and the whole world that they had the show greenlit. And of course, like we said, their strategy was to force Disney into a fait accompli and letting him do the show. And then, of course, the other one is fraud by misrepresentation on page 19. Complaint alleges that Lucas misrepresented that the Acolyte had a budget approved by Disney when it did not. That the proposed budget was actually $185 million, not the $220 million budget that they had told McCarthy she was signing up for as producer. And 3, that the runtime for the show was 30 to 45 minutes per episode rather than the full-length 49-minute show that McCarthy was proposed to produce. There's a lot more to the amended complaints, and I wanted to update this. Again, Disney's lawyers actually believe they can win this, and I really don't think they can. These two women really, really, really tried to get past everybody a great big scam. A great big fucking scam. And they used woke shit, probably, among other things, to get their to force Disney to do something with it. Now, let's go back. Jon Favreau said what he saw of what Leslie Forehead filmed, was the worst fan film he's ever seen. We know for a fact that costumes were pulled out, that they went to the Azores to film. There were areas where they were just doing things, and the actors had no idea that they were doing something that basically was fraudulent, not only from Karyn McCarthy's. They also defrauded Disney by basically taking the sizzle reel, going to Celebration, causing a massive amount of bullshit, ruining any chance John and Dave had to get people excited for the Ahsoka show, and that was their intent. Okay, that was the intent. This is fraud. This is abuse of the system too, And they defrauded their own fans by pretending this was actually a real show when it really wasn't, until they forced Disney to do something about it. And instead of being $185 million, it ends up being a movie budget. And none of this stuff showed up on the screen. This is fraud. This is criminal fraud. And it's satisfying to know it's finally in writing. After Cameron and myself and others have been saying it's been fraud for how long? Okay? We'll talk about this more.
What an odd combination of odors. Smells like a fish died and all the other fish sent flowers.
Not one more crooked word. Your tongue could open a wine bottle.
Not an agent. It's not like she worships the devil.
Well, she doesn't have to. He worships her.
Now, the idiots in this picture, Amanda Stenberg, the guy that played Gaymeyer and whatever his name was, don't understand why the show was canceled. After looking at this complaint and looking at the PDF and reading it, Disney had every reason to pull the fucking plug on this dumpster fire because it never should have been made. They didn't want to make it. When Headland was done, she handed in, garbage. Like I said, this is criminality on steroids. And the idea that Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland could get away with it is beyond my comprehension. I do not understand how this ever got on Disney Plus and why it's still there. I understand why they won't do a second season. They never greenlit the first season. And how does Bob Iger get forced by this bitch in the corner to actually having to finish this dumpster fire that was handed in? It's like handing in an essay no one asked you to write. And it's garbage. It's full of mistakes. It's full of grammar mistakes. It's full of everything wrong. Right? And there's Iger. Okay, well, we're forced to make it. And we're gonna put it on before Skeleton Crew. And then Skeleton Crew gets screwed over because assholes in the Black Pill realm who hate Star Wars anyway, who are not fans, run away with their stupid, idiotic narrative. All because Bob Iger has the backbone of a paper straw. This is bullshit now. Utter fucking bullshit. And I'm like, Bob, why don't you look at the lawsuit? Understand that we know you guys did not, neither Bob Chapek, who told Kennedy straight to her face, we are not greenlighting this garbage. You don't even have any scripts. There were no scripts. Cameron knew it. I knew it. Okay? We all knew it. Bob, you are being defrauded too. You are being blackmailed. That is criminal behavior on Kennedy's part. Perhaps you should be suing her back for the $300 million you guys lost with this show. All right, make peace with Karyn McCarthy. Make peace with Gina Carano too. And go after Kennedy. This is ridiculous. She defrauded Karyn McCarthy. She defrauded the Walt Disney Corporation over a show that was shit. The ultimate example of Kathleen Kennedy's incompetence. This is stuff on a Saturday, February 8th. I'll see you around the galaxy. And if you want to see the amended legal documents, I'll put a link in the description.